Hey guys, I got to tell you, this is my favorite booth. Don't tell anybody. This is all about the preservation of the animals, especially like the sharks and the turtles and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of passionate about the animal thing. I love the rainforest and stuff, but I'm kind of like the undersea world too. So this is Randall. I'm gonna let Randall tell you about what his organization's doing to help with the sharks and the turtles and the...
Well, I'm the president of an organization in Costa Rica called PRETOMA, which stands for Sea Turtle Restoration Program. It's a nonprofit, and basically it was just me and a bunch of friends, and we're all tour guides or biologists or naturalists of some sort, and we decided that we wanted to get together and, save sea turtles. Many of us were already doing sea turtle conservation work, and there were opportunities out there to get money, funding for certain projects, but we needed to get organized, and that's how it all got started back in 1997. And now we've grown into a very influential organization. We do research, but we don't just stop there with doing the biology. We also work a lot with the local people, local communities, changing their mindsets. We work with
educating them about
Right, we're educating them about the whole problem with the sea turtles, what's the impact of them eating the turtle eggs, if they should leave some at least, trying to, and then we get them involved in our projects too. Now we have programs where volunteers come from the States, they stay in the locals' homes, and now locals who used to be poachers now operate little cabinas in the back part of their house, and they make more money saving turtles than they did taking the turtle eggs. And it's been a process. It doesn't happen overnight, but it's already been 10 years, and we've had very good results in different communities. We also work with fishermen. We teach fishermen how to use responsible fisheries techniques. And of course, we also have a battle against unsustainable fisheries like shark finning or else shrimp trawling.
Actually, I was wondering about the shark finning. What's shark finning?
Okay. Well, first, shark finning is the act of catching a shark, cutting off the fins, and then throwing the body away. Sometimes it's still alive and wiggling around. They throw it back in the water because they just want to use the fins. Because for the fins, a fisherman is going to get about $100 for a kilo. Whereas for the flesh of the shark, he's just going to get 50 cents of a dollar for a kilo. So when you're a fisherman, your holding space is your limiting capacity. So you don't want to use up all your space with these big useless shark trunks. You might as well just bring the fins. So that's what causes shark finning, and that's what freaks us out. Like here in Costa Rica, we see this international flag vessel in 2003 come to Costa Rica and land 30 tons of shark fins in the middle of the night with no fishery inspectors and with the law in place saying that you had to land the sharks with the fins attached. So
the rules are there, it's just no enforcement of them.
The rules have been there since 2001, and it's not only the lack of enforcement. One of the worst problems we've found in Costa Rica is that the authorities invest energy, time, and resources to figure out ways how to circumvent the law. And it's like, give me a break. And so over the years, we've been taking the government to court, and we've won every single lawsuit, especially the shark finning issue.
And how many does that affect per year, about, approximately?
Okay, well, it's anyone's guess. Around the world, it's estimated to be about 200 million sharks.
200 million sharks?
200 million sharks a year are harvested for shark fins.
I can't even wrap my head around that figure.
Yeah, that's just so many sharks. And this has been going on for decades. So it makes you wonder, my God, how many sharks were out there? And now the best available science, the new scientific publications, they're telling us that shark populations have declined 90% in the last 50 years. So just imagine what the oceans must have looked like back in 1960.
Right.
Just, sharks all over the place.
So right now the main project, they were saying the emphasis on the docks, the private landings or
right.
something?
Well, we've
Tell me about that.
we've gone through a whole process in Costa Rica because, as I said, we come up with the regulation and the authorities circumvent it. We go to court, but after we win, and then they figure out a way to screw us again. But basically, after all these years and all these lawsuits, Costa Rica right now has the best law in the world, which requires the sharks to be landed with the fins attached. It's a little complicated because some people say, well, what's the difference if the shark is dead? But at least by bringing the shark with the fin attached, you're guaranteeing that you're not wasting resources, you're using up all your holding space, so that means once a boat is full, you have to stop fishing to land your product somewhere. And it's only the first step for shark fishery sustainability. What we really need to do is reduce the mortality of sharks. We have to manage sharks, for instance. We have to have some species that are on the no-take lists. We also have to stop catching species which are under a certain size, for instance, because right now it's just free for all, take everything you can. But if it's so hard to get a simple regulation, like just bring me the sharks with the fins attached, if that has been so difficult, imagine when we start limiting fishing effort, or when we say you can't fish in this region. That's going to be the real challenge.
So what if somebody's really interested, they see this and they're like, man, I'd really like to help this project out or whatever. I'm assuming you do a lot of different projects and stuff, but how can somebody help? First of all, you can go to this web address right here. There's going to be a web address right here.
All right.
That you can go to that can either provide more information, get in touch with these people or whatever. So
right. Well, if you go to our website, there's a button there that says Get Email News. So we have a network of thousands of electronic, we call them electronic activists, and basically we have you updated with our newsletter what's going on. And lots of times, it's kind of difficult. How can somebody in the U.S. help, for instance, or on the other side of the world? Well, for one thing, we really need to show our politicians that the world cares. Our politicians mind international opinion. So if a politician gets 10,000 letters from people in the States saying, I'm really concerned about Costa Rica, Costa Rica has such a good image, but I feel that image is being tarnished by the shark finning issue, for instance. Or else sometimes we might call everyone and say, hey, look, could you please send this message to this deputy or to this congressman and just tell them that you support such and such law to be passed. And all that, believe it or not, really does help. Also, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is kind of a private question. What about, it's kind of known that it's kind of the Asian community likes the shark fins.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not true, or is it bigger than that? My question is, what about educating the people that are buying the fins, or kind of the other people, whoever they are?
Right. Well, you're right in that sense. This whole shark fin thing is an Asian thing, so as to say, we don't. That's what's going on. And it actually goes back thousands of years. The emperors used to consume shark fin soup. And for them, it's just a matter of prestige.
The whole thing.
It's tradition, but it's also prestige. Like if you want to show off because you did a good business deal, then you invite your friends for shark fin soup. If you just want to show that you have like a higher elite, you're from a higher elite, you have more money, you're in a better social position than the other people, then you buy shark fin soup. If your daughter marries, you better buy the shark fin soup for the marriage, because it's got to be there.
So can that even be educated over?
Well, there are
a politician thing.
Well, there are people working in Asia to do that, but again, that's a monstrous campaign. It's a whole different issue. And here in Costa Rica, we've been working basically on the issue of these international flag vessels, because I say international flag vessels, but the truth is all these boats are Taiwanese. The companies are Taiwanese, the owners are Taiwanese, but their flags are from Belize, Guatemala, Panama, Georgia, Bolivia that doesn't even have an ocean, right? And so these boats are circumventing the Costa Rican laws. They're landing the products in the private docks of Costa Rica, and this is all an illegal activity. We've won this case in court twice already, and they're still not abiding by the ruling. And right now this is being studied at the Sala Cuarta, at the Constitutional Court of Costa Rica, and we hope we get a resolution before the end of the year. But that's kind of pretty much the kind of work that PRETOMA does. We don't only do the lawsuits, though. We also do really cool work, like with fishermen. In spite of all the problems with the shark finners, we also work with the Costa Rican fishermen, teaching them sustainable fishing practices. The Costa Rican fishermen let us get on board. We study their shark catches, and then we do management recommendations, like where they shouldn't fish, or what season of the year.
They're pretty open to all,
some are. We've been working with groups of fishermen in Playas del Coco, in Golfito, in Tárcoles, and slowly the fishermen are catching on. These three groups of fishermen have been very positive, but these are the very progressive fishermen. We have a lot of fishermen, for instance, like in Punta Arenas, who...
Old school.
Yeah, they're very old school, and lots of them got many benefits from these international boats landing in Punta Arenas. And because of our campaign, many of these boats have left. And some of them resent that because they say, these boats used to reactivate the Punta Arenas economy, right? And yeah, maybe they were, but they were doing this with an illegal product, right? So.
But it's always follow the money, unfortunately. Well, that's great, Randall. Thanks. You know what? You guys got to help this organization out.
Yeah, check out our webpage, and you can also donate money if you want to help.
And if we ever catch you eating shark fin soup, it's on.
Well, or shark meat. You don't want to do that either.
Yeah, exactly.
It has mercury.
All right. Bye. Thanks, Randall.
All right.